Yat Eitanema Sananishla. Today is a very simple video. It is Indigenous Day, was Christopher Columbus Day, and wanted just to explain to you that for centuries the United States celebrated Christopher Columbus as the intrepid explorer who discovered the Americas. Of course, America is the symbol of American ideals of entrepreneurship and innovation. For the indigenous peoples who inhabited the Americas long before Christopher ever came, Columbus and his namesake, the holiday represented something much more sinister. And the violent colonization of the lands, of our native lands, and the brutal treatment of the people. The movement to replace Columbus Day with Indigenous Peoples Day has been decades in the making. It is now observed the second Monday in October as Indigenous Peoples Day. When you look back on all that we've endured and all that we've sacrificed, all the systemic oppression of the hands of various levels of government and agencies and programs and everything else, the fact that we are still here is amazing. To understand the history of the Indigenous Peoples Day, it's important to understand how Columbus Day came about. Now, Columbus had been celebrated unofficially around the United States since the late 1700s. In 1892, President Benjamin Harrison, what he did was issued a proclamation. Now, that proclamation was commemorating the 400th anniversary of the landing of Christopher Columbus. As waves of Italian immigrants arrived in the United States in the late 19th and early 20th century, they faced prejudice and discrimination. To combat negative perceptions, a group of Italian American elites took up the cause of Columbus Day, arguing that his contributions and their contributions of Italian immigrants had helped to make America the nation it was. In 1934, President Franklin D. Roosevelt designated Columbus Day a national holiday. Inspired by the civil rights movement, Native American activists in the late 1960s formed the Red Power movement. It was built on principles of self-determination and cultural pride. Then, in 1977, the United Nations Conference in Geneva had indigenous delegates coming from around the world, and they resolved to observe October 12th, the day of so-called discovery of America. It was an international day of solidarity with the indigenous peoples of the Americas. For too long, Native peoples had been rendered invisible. Now, this is, what people are saying. Native Americans, many people are saying this. Far too long, Native Americans have been rendered invisible or misrepresented, which is true, in popular culture and media. But Native peoples are no longer tolerating or settling for erasure. This is what an Indigenous woman said when she spoke about Indigenous Day. And so the Indigenous Peoples Day, she said, serves as a reminder of the diversity and depth of Native peoples and how hard we worked for recognition and visibility. Now this woman, her last name is Echohawk. It's a well-known Pawnee Nation woman, and many people know the Echohawks. But for all of its emphasis on commemorating Indigenous history and culture, Indigenous Peoples Day is also a time for renewal now, and renewal for the future. And it is also October, it is Ganja, and we just celebrated our new year. And so we move forward. This is a new year. This is the beginning of the new year for the Navajo Nation, as well as the Indigenous Day. Helps us to move forward. And I think the last statement I'm going to read is from another, Mr. Whedon, I believe is his name. He's from the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe. And he said he hoped that Indigenous Peoples Day might ignite discussions on reparations and how the United States might better empower tribal nations to be more self-sufficient. And he said, "We deserve a right to remain in our ancestral homes," he said. "We deserve to be able to eat from the waters and the lands that have sustained us for thousands of years." And that was his input. And so Indigenous Day, I mean, you know, if you remember, these are the things that I'm going to share with you. I mean, for a woman, this is what she uses to empower her home, and to use, these are the stirring sticks. And so this is our weapon, you know, and here is a brush. We brush our hair, our beautiful hair, with this. And here is from the Sioux Nation. Got this fun fan. It is a fan, but it's made out of paper. I love it. I thought it was pretty cool. And so, and like Grandma always does, you know, there's it's a drumstick, and it's beautiful. It's hand beaded. It's very nice. And I'm going to sing a song, and I've heard this, it's just a music I'm going to sing for you, and it's in celebration of Indigenous Day. If you remember, now this is not a real basket, it's fake, and it has probably been, who knows who made it, but Grandma always likes to use these because I don't like to use my beautiful real baskets, the wedding baskets, but these are just really nice to have. And remember I sang the songs, and the Navajo women used to use this as a musical metronome. Okay, you know what a metronome is? It keeps music and the beat. And so I'm going to sing you a song that I heard. I don't know the name of it, but I'm going to dedicate it to just a very short song for Indigenous Day. Hey ne yana, hey ya, hey yana, hey ne yana, hey ya, hey yo, hey ya, hey yo, hey ne yana, hey ya, hey yana, hey ne yana, hey ya, hey yo, hey ya, hey yo. And that is going to end our fun Indigenous presentation. It was quick, and I hope you took the time to go, and there could be their celebrations. And then next month will be what? The Heritage Month, Native American Heritage Month. So it's going to be a fun time for us to celebrate and to enjoy all of the different throughout the different federally recognized tribes. If you want to call them, ask them what activities they're going to have. There's probably powwows. Some of them have different celebrations, games, dances, I don't know. They vary. And some of them have readings. Nowadays, we have all kinds of talented Native Americans who totally enjoy and make this a beautiful day. So, Indigenous, and remember too, if you look around, we are in the Indian summer, and that will march into November, where we will have our Native American Heritage Month. So, Grandma loves you. Hagone.